when you want to get in front of people or you want to make those connections and you want to go and talk X, Y, and Z, just because you're a little small, scrappy company who nobody has heard of, that doesn't mean you can't get in front of a key person at a Fortune 500 company and talk to him. No, be aggressive. There's a saying in the military here in Israel, which is we're looking to make interaction with the enemy, right? We're always looking to make contact with the enemy, to find the enemy, so we can destroy the enemy. So obviously you don't want to destroy the company, but you're always looking to make contact, and you're always looking to gain an extra ground.
Welcome to our series entitled The I Am Podcast, a podcast about innovation, business, and most importantly, people. In this series, we'll be talking to founders, executives, and various experts about their vision, challenges, best practices, and lessons learned throughout their journey. Let's get started. Hello and what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the I Am Podcast. I am Mariah, your host, and today I'm excited. Well, we first had him with the episode title, Is Stealth Right for Your Startup? And now we have him again after 5 months. So please welcome on the show, the CEO of Blue Cape. Now we can say it, Ian Sanders.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Yes, we're very excited. How are you? How have you been 5 months ago?
Yeah, it's time flies when you're having fun. I'd like to say it that way. No, so it's really, it's been crazy. Especially the last 2 months. It's basically just been, I don't want to bore anybody here, but if you think of a ReLU function, so you 0, 0, 0, and then all of a sudden, you jump to 1. So that's exactly what it's feeling like right now. Very exciting.
Wow, we'd love to know. We'd love to know. Okay, but first, for those who were not able to listen, but I hope you guys can listen to that episode. Anyway, can you tell us a bit more about you?
Right,
first?
Of course. So I originally am from New Jersey, made Aliyah. Most 2003, most of my experience is actually more of a security experience. So served as a special forces operator in Unit 217 as a sniper squad commander. Afterwards, went into the world of security contracting and worked as a security consultant in Western Africa for quite a bit of time. Then into the world of software engineering, and then finally into the world of entrepreneurship. So it's really been quite a journey, as I like to say.
Welcome to the world. Okay, and you recently came out of stealth mode. So can you just share with us how much it came out? Go ahead first.
So first of all, the name is out. We're finally saying who we are. We're Blue Cape. But beyond that, we're starting to edge on of exactly what we're doing and what actually problem we're actually trying to solve. The team is expanding, and we're starting to show more and more of the team as it comes out. Currently, right now, very soon, we're making another big announcement, just like with Plug and Play. They were accepted into their innovation platform. We're making other very big announcements as well about some very senior people in the field of epidemiology now joining our company. So I can come a little bit out. What we're doing is in the field of epidemiology. And we plan on revolutionizing the entire field.
Okay, wow, epidemiology. So can you briefly share with us, like right now at your current phase, you chose to build it in stealth mode. So do you say like, okay, we're 100% right? Or what do you regret not doing? Things like that.
We're 100% correct by going into stealth mode. I have to say this on two primary cases. One, constant iteration where you understand that you're not being way too open with everything you're doing hypothetically. So you're not worried about somebody coming in and just knacking and stealing the idea, even though that's extremely unlikely that's going to happen, but still, whatever, peace of mind, that's very important. And I would say in general, like I stated beforehand, it's a good marketing tactic if you know how to use it. And I have to be completely honest, It really is. You have to listen. You have to know how to fight with what you got. And when you're a small little scrappy startup, use everything you can, everything.
Okay, so how long in total were you all like in stealth mode, and how long do you plan to be like totally out? When?
So I would say we've been in a year and 6 months. We're in stealth mode. We've been now 6 months in partial stealth mode, partial out. I would say probably in the next 6 months, once we close some very big things for ourselves, we'll be completely out, and we'll be really saying what we're doing completely. In fact, I'll already more or less. I'll tell you more or less what we're doing, just not exactly, who we're targeting, who are going to be our customers, and why they would use this, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, like we're kind of following your journey, so it's really exciting. So come back after 6 months if you have something to say. Okay, so yes, what is Blue Cape doing?
So currently right now, Blue Cape was actually formed from seeing a massive problem, which actually came during the first major lockdown from COVID-19. We saw this little tiny virus with around a 1% fatality rate. Basically, say it in short, it almost collapsed the world economy and fractured many systems even till today. And really, Blue Cape has come to provide a solution. So we've developed a number of very unique prediction models dealing in epidemiological surveillance. I really won't go too much into detail into that. But it's interesting. I'll put it that way.
You cannot talk about the technology just yet. Okay, so we're going to find that out soon. Okay. And of course, we're waiting for that killer feature, as what product managers say,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but so where are you now in your journey? Okay, that first.
So the team, I would say from an expansion of the team, I think the last time we talked, we were, I think, three or maybe four tops. We're now 9. So team has really expanded rapidly. Talking to customers directly, getting positive feedback about the product and about what we're doing, understanding exactly how we would use it, perfecting the technology, which is now at its base core is basically perfected, and really understanding how to scale something like this, which is quite difficult. It's actually one of the most difficult things. It's wonderful when you build something in a laboratory, but it's a totally different thing when you try figuring out how you're going to scale that for hundreds of millions of people.
Could you just give us tips on how you go about product market fit?
Product market fit, I would say be very open to criticism. Do not think you know everything. I have had so many times throughout this entire journey where you say you think you know something. Let me tell you something, you know absolutely nothing. And you could be an expert in the field for 5 or 6 years, and there could be still so little that you know that any bit of, I wouldn't say criticism. Listen, if someone comes out and completely, doesn't know what they're talking about and they decide to completely criticize you, okay, take it with sometimes a grain of salt. But, be very open to take, that you don't know everything, and be open to pivot, be open to change. I can tell you right now, we've pivoted, and we're not even a product that's now even fully scaled or anything like that, but we've pivoted back and forth through different verticals until now, finally, after now seeing a lot of customers interested over a given vertical, we understand this is where we're going to probably start.
Oh, congratulations. And that's so amazing. So, but what is the most brutal criticism or feedback that you've gotten so far?
Well, I have to be honest, though. I'm a little bit of a joker, as you can. I'm a little bit of a joker, as you can imagine. So I don't really, I don't take things skin deep, as you like to say. I'm very, brush it off, and it'll be okay, and don't get upset about it. But I would say the most brutal criticism was saying, which was in the very beginning, which is the entire idea is absolutely ridiculous. There is no market for this whatsoever. And I could understand at the time that people we were talking to, maybe there was perhaps people didn't really understand what was going to happen. But there is a market now. There's a very clear market.
Right now, you're transitioning out, right? So what are you doubling down?
By the way, just one more thing. Not everybody, just a few people, right? A lot of people that were very big believers from the very beginning. Good for you guys. Good for you guys. A lot of respect to you.
Shout out
to all the believers.
You know who you are. Okay. So, yes. Well, okay. The question was, now that you're transitioning out, so what are you doubling down now? Where are you focusing your efforts on?
I'm doubling down and making sure that we have the key people that when we make that jump, I would like to call the Peter Thiel described, 0 to 1 and, 0 to 1, like some of his famous Stanford lectures. So I would like to say it's 0 to 1 and then it's 1 to 100. So understanding that when we go from that 0 and that finally turns into a 1, how do I then have the right people with me to then sprint to 100? Because it's about taking key players in your markets, because once you're actually well situated, it's going to be very hard to knock you out.
Did you also experience that bloodbath in recruiting? So how did you recruit? Tell us a bit about that.
Oh, wow. Recruitment, connections of connections, people that I've known now for quite a bit of time. That's the power of the network. And I think we talked about it around 6 months ago, is that, a CEO, a founder, forget a CEO, a founder, the most important job that a founder needs to do, okay, is make those connections. Make those connections, because you never know in this crazy network where this connection leads to that connection, which leads you to this person, and leads you to that person, which finally gets you, the key person that you wanted, hypothetically. Life is a funny thing. You never know where you're going to end up.
Yes. And I've spoken with one investor, food tech investor. He said, okay, go right out there, expose yourself, go to conferences, talk to your competitors. So if they are nice, they might give you some tips. So did you speak with your competitors?
So I've spoken to companies similar to mine to understand how their models work. So yeah, it's understanding how the playbook is written. So of course, you definitely, you talk to those people, you understand how they think, you understand how their businesses think.
Go out there and speak to as much people as you can.
Know your competition better than you know yourself. In a certain sense, it's important because sometimes, listen, there's a huge mistake for early founders. And by the way, here's a person who was at fault, right? Because the product that we're building is very, very unique. I'll put it this way. So a common thread that you can possibly have as a mistake is you would think that, I may not have any competitors. Let me tell you something. You always have a competitor. You always have a competitor no matter what. Even if it's not a direct competitor, there's somebody else competing for the other time of the company you're selling to get XYZ in money. So you need to understand about how those people think, how their business works, so then you can come in and you can have a chance in taking a contract as opposed to them.
Right now in your journey, what are the things that, looking back, you can say, this is the thing that rightly done, and the things like that.
What are the things that we've rightly done?
Perfectly done.
First of all, anyone who tells you that he's perfectly executed anything, he's out of his mind. No one has perfectly executed everything. We all make mistakes. Everyone from, doesn't matter if it's Peter Thiel or if it's Elon Musk everyone has made mistakes no matter what. But what if we executed well? I would say, go at it attitude. If I would say, I'd be honest. Like, listen, I'm a 180 degree, we're running 200 kilometers an hour kind of guy, person. So it's really, it's being aggressive. When you want to get in front of people or you want to make those connections and you want to go and talk to X, Y, and Z, just because you're a little small, scrappy company who nobody has heard of, that doesn't mean you can't get in front of a key person at a Fortune 500 company and talk to him. No, be aggressive. There's a saying in the military here in Israel, which is we're looking to get. I'm going to butcher this because it's not correct. It doesn't translate correctly to English. But we're looking to make interaction with the enemy, right? We're always looking to make contact with the enemy, to find the enemy, so we can destroy the enemy. So obviously you don't want to destroy the company, but you're always looking to make contact, and you're always looking to gain an extra ground, because maybe the sale won't happen now. Maybe the sale will happen 2 years from now. But you need to open that channel and just be aggressive. Be very aggressive. I'm a very aggressive person. That's who I am. Nothing to do about it.
Grab everything. Yeah, grab every opportunity that comes. Okay. Yes, speak to anyone. Wow. Okay, and with your personality, I think you have a very, very not aggressive in the bad sense, but very energetic, very enthusiastic. Right?
It doesn't. Listen, we're not talking about aggressiveness in a bad sense. Let's make it very clear. It's aggressiveness to execute the plans that you want. That's what needs to be done. That's what's clear. So in that regards, and never think that you're just this, because you're a little. I think the biggest thing is that people have very low expectations of themselves. Sometimes people will think, I can never go to, I don't want to mention a name, this type of a company, which is one of the largest companies in the world, and go and pitch to a key person there. I could never do that because I'm a nothing. Don't ever think that. Trust me. A lot of those people, they're exactly like you. Don't worry. You'll just keep it up and you'll eventually get there as well.
Okay. I really wanted to ask you, have you done that? Who have you talked to? A key person? Maybe you can share. But can you share?
I cannot share. No. These are state secrets. These are state secrets. These are things that I take to the grave. I take them to the grave with me. They'll have to interrogate me and torture it out of me. Not joking around.
Okay, so I saw this on your LinkedIn, and it's really, really good. Like you said, it's from Bruce Lee, right?
Yeah.
I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Tell us more about that quote.
That quote is very clear. Is that in the end of the day, a lot of people, they're very outside, right? They do. By the way, I'm not even saying one kick, but let's say they go and they break their time up and they do 100 different things. and they really can focus on becoming an expert at a very specific field. So I would say for CEO, it isn't just being, because I'm a very technical CEO as well. For person, as the person who actually was building, the original prototype of the product. So I would say, it isn't saying let's focus on 100 different things and because then you're not going to be good at anything. And it isn't being unbelievable at one thing. Pick 4 key things that you're going to be good at, even very good at, and entirely focus on that. And be obsessive about being very, very good at those 4 things. And if you can do that, then that could lead to some very interesting mix and matches that can give you some very, I would like to call it scary qualities in a good way, of course. It makes you into a dangerous person.
Okay, if Ian Sanders can pick from a million of good characteristics and strengths that you have, can you pick like 3? What are you very, very good at as a CEO of Blue Cave?
As a CEO, well, multitasking definitely one, because at the very beginning, when I was the first person who started this, I was basically the head algo developer, CTO, CEO, VP of sales. Yeah, I'm a jack of all trades. So that's it's kind of that. So I would say it's multitasking, definitely without a doubt. I would say I'm a very open person. I love talking. I love getting connected to people. I love entertaining people. I'm a bit of a jokester myself. I love joking around. People are all. I can tell you stories about during certain operations where people are freaking out, and I'm just joking around. I'm serious, but having a good sense of humor of things, that's very important in bad situations. And I would say, it's very critical. And I would say the final thing, which I think is the most important, is power of will. Power of will. Never give up.
Power of will.
Yeah, I could be a type of person that doesn't matter what you put against me or how much pain and suffering I need to go through. I just say, you know what, we're going to do it. It's going to suck. It's not going to be fun. But that's life. You know what? You only live once, and you gotta. This is what I need to do. Then I'm apparently gonna have to do it.
That's amazing. I can imagine maybe one of the persons that you have talked with, pitch your ideas as, okay, this sucks, and then you just sense of humor. Come on.
They see someone who's funny, who could take everything as a joke, and it's just obsessive. That's it. That's the point. The obsessive people will win. Let's make it very clear.
Yeah, you said it on your post. The crazy guys win and stand out.
They usually do.
Clearly. Okay, so I also saw that you met your potential clients. So talk to us about that. Take us to that journey. Take us to the table.
What happened? We met our potential clients. Well, first of all, I thanked them for the time. I said, check it out. No, listen, we met with them. We showed them exactly the use cases, what we can do. We showed them the technology. Some of them we demoed the technology even. We showed them exactly how it, not exactly how it's working, but, how the system is now working in general. And they were very impressed, and that was it. We won't go too much into detail into that afterwards.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, how much value do you bring to the table? I
bring a lot. Look at me. Look at this. Look at this. How much value? I bring, just the jokes. Just from the jokes, it's worth it to work with me. Just from the jokes. Talking about, I'm writing emails to these guys. I'm a barrel of laughs.
Yes, and that's very cool to have around. Okay, so about your phenomenal team, you said you're 9, right? How is it managing 9? From one wearing all the hats, different hats, and to 9 people. So how's it? How's different?
It's a lot more work. It's a lot more work. Constant emails, left and right. It's basically, you figured out that the whole time while you were basically by yourself with 2 other people, you're basically just working the whole day, basically by yourself, maybe 1 or 2 phone calls, and that's about it. And now it's basically 45% of my time is just spent on answering emails. That's it.
45%?
No, I'm exaggerating. Not 45%. It's a lot. It's a lot more than before. Now, on one hand, it's nice. A lot of people want to talk to you. That's great. I'm super happy about that. But on the other hand, I'm joking around. I enjoy the emails. Keep on sending me the emails, guys, all the time. I love them.
Shout out to all those who send emails.
Keep on sending them, guys. Keep on sending them. Keep on sending them.
What are you? Okay, now it's very interesting. How do you build the company? What's your company DNA?
What's the company DNA? The company DNA
is your culture.
The culture of the DNA is a Bushman businessman who bit. No, I'm joking around again. It's this is a politically incorrect podcast. No, I haven't sworn yet, so it's perfectly fine. But basically, in short, it's a DNA of get it done. That's it. Get it done. Do the work. Get it done. We're all friends. We all, we can all have a laugh. We can all joke around. It's like you would work in the kind of, not like in the military, and like in the military of a team, like special forces team. If you could imagine, when I'm thinking of like the A team, that's a bad example, but I think some people will get that, but in a good way. It's like everyone has their job, and we're all joking around, and everyone. Because listen, at the end of the day, it's not easy. It's not easy to go and and put this crazy amount of effort. But I would say, having that sense of humor and seeing the importance of what we're actually going to do. Because let's make it very clear. This is not a classical SaaS company. I know I'm joking around and it looks like I'm a funny guy, and I am a funny guy. But this is really about building something that's going to actually make a major impact on humanity in a very specific field, which is critical that we do this now because the threats that we're facing are only going to increase. And that's it. And we can have fun at the same time, guys. It's okay. That's the main point here.
So what do you see as the future of like this pandemic, epidemic, or whatever?
I would say this is very hard, but I think Dr. Anthony Fauci said it quite well. We've entered the age of pandemics, and he's completely and totally correct. So there are currently a number of factors which are going to compound over the next 30 to 40 years, which make the likelihood of another event like this an eventuality. Aging populations, rapid urbanization, increased globalization, accelerated environmental degradation. It means that all of this will come together, and we'll be facing this every single couple of years. We need solutions.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's a truth. Listen, we have a pandemic inside of a pandemic, and we have apparently maybe another potential pandemic now happening in China as well. And who knows? It's not a conspiracy theory or anything crazy like that. I'm not being, by the way, guys, don't worry, this is not that. No one thinks that. It's just from a mathematical perspective. When we look at the greater macro trends, the numbers are against us, and we need solutions now because we were very lucky with this. Let's make it very clear.
Oh, that sounds really scary. So you should come out very, very soon.
I am. Don't worry. We're coming. We're coming. Blue Cape's coming to save the world, guys. We're going to do it. We're going to do it with a smile. No, joking around. Joking around.
Okay. You spoke a while ago, you mentioned about Elon Musk. If you will sit with him right in front of him and ask him a question like, why are you that successful? What's the secret to success? What one question are you going to ask him?
How does he manage two of the, I would arguably say, the most important companies in the world at this time? Because for me, it's really, I'm managing what I would say, by the way, just to make it very clear. So Elon Musk is basically my idol. I would put it that way. That person has done more for humanity, or his companies will do more for humanity than what NASA or a lot of these other companies have done over the last 20 years. It's really unbelievable. So that's really the point of building these types of companies, these impact companies. So first of all, I would thank him and thank you very much for the effort you took, because there were plenty of times with SpaceX that they almost went completely kaput and he lost all of his money. So thank him for what he's done for humanity. And any advice he would say for aspiring startup entrepreneur that's really trying to make a difference. Because with all the laughs and jokes and, we're going to make money and do this and this and that, the most important thing is really to bring out these companies that are really going to do good, and they're going to deal with, we like to say, the big problems.
Okay, I'm just gonna snip this out and send this one to Elon Musk. I mean, your thank you to for saving humanity.
Pretty much. Listen, someone's gonna have to do it. Someone's gonna have to do it. Somebody's gonna have to.
Okay, so is there any other thing that you want to say or like tell people, keep us excited? What?
Follow us. Follow me. Follow me, Ian Sanders, on LinkedIn, and follow Blue Cape. Follow us. We're going to do great things. Be part of our journey. We'd love to see you. By the way, guys, anybody who wants to reach out to me, I'm a super open person. Please reach out to me. I'll be super happy to talk.
Okay, I cannot really imagine you like in the military and that, very high sense of humor. What are the name two podcasts that you always listen to?
Wow, I do not have a lot of time anymore to listen to the podcast anymore, to be honest. But I do listen to a lot to Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan is awesome. He's got very, very, very cool stuff that he says there. Joe Rogan, and the second, I actually do not have a second. Joe Rogan will be the only one I actually listen. When I do have time, I listen to Joe Rogan. That's it.
Are there any questions like you haven't answered for today that you want to answer? What was that?
I think that's pretty much it, guys. I think that's pretty much it. But if you have any other questions you want to ask me, let me flip it around. We'll flip it. I'm interrogating you. Are there any other... I'm interviewing you now. Are there any other questions you want to ask me? I think that's the real question here.
Rise and grind, Ian Sanders. Okay, and thank you very much. All the best to you, Ian, and to Blue Cape. Until see you in 6 months.
Yeah, we'll see each other in 6 months. It's going to be exciting. Looking forward. Take care.
Okay. This podcast is powered by imops.io. Optimize your cloud infrastructure and CI/CD process with imops.io dedicated DevOps team. Check out www.imops.io and get a DevOps team